Hey, what's going on? Here I am, out in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Guelph. And Guelph is kind of like, I guess, a suburb outside. It's in Ontario. It's like a suburb outside of Toronto. Anyway, I had a great weekend at the Strong Summit and the Toronto Super Show. Saw a lot of people that I know, and I met a lot of new people that I never knew. But the reason why I'm doing this ridiculous rant is for a very important reason, I believe. I'm trying to compel humanity to have a conversation that we all have to have, a conversation that we should all be involved in. You see, the real question, the real conversation, the elephant in the room is very soon humans are going to completely be dependent on technology. We're going to link up our biology to this technology. Each human being should be concerned, should have an opinion, to think and ponder about the implications of making such a massive decision with your future, with your children's future. You see, let me explain the implications, if I could, for one individual who chose to abandon their personal sovereignty in favor of some technological advantage. You see here the novelty and the beauty of living a natural existence. Look at these flowers and the randomness and the chaos of the wind, and how that is all designed in the simplicity of each species' ability to procreate itself. I mean, take for an example this dandelion, specifically designed light enough for its genetic information to be spread all over the planet. Now look at some sociologist papers or some anthropologists' understanding of how human beings have what's called empathetic neurons. We actually are programmed to be concerned about our fellow human beings. It goes all the way back to being a hunter-gatherer in our tribal situation, where when we killed an animal, we would provide for the group. And the aspect of our brain, these empathetic neurons, are the evolutionary consequence of caring for one another. Now, what's going to happen year after year of every single human being deciding to forego their free will and the sovereignty as it's been programmed by nature? See, what I think will happen, it's very easy to hypothesize, is that our empathetic neurons will atrophy. Our ability to care for one another, our ability to communicate, our ability to interact socially. And we can see that very, very clearly. That's happening right now. And I think it's going to happen so fast, and that shift is going to happen right before our eyes, and it'll happen so fast we won't realize. And in the process, in this race of becoming entertained, that we will leave behind all that we've gained through millions and millions of lifetimes. This exact evolutionary process that's made a human being, a loving, compassionate, strong, and enduring organism. It's a conversation I think we all need to have, guys. We need to stop giving our attention to the bullshit and start really taking the reins of our future, so that our children may have a hope of experiencing what it's like to live in a body, to have a workout and feel endorphins, to care and love, to understand what romance is, to understand how vast amounts of humans have died that have created the connective tissue for our dreams to survive. For us to be able to live in a free world where ideas can come to fruition, where you can be on a mission to make your dreams come true. That's all happened because someone before you has sacrificed and suffered and died for you to experience such a beautiful life. Are we that different than the trees and the blooms behind me? Have not trees fallen in the past, fell to the ground, fed other organisms and returned, and flowered and seeded and fruited over and over and over again? This is the conversation that we should be having, my friends. Life is such a fucking gift. And if we were able to look at ourselves and the ridiculous behavior that we have, if we could somehow, like a telescope or a microscope, just look at ourselves from this really, really vast, wide, expansive perspective, we would see what's really happening to us, what we're choosing, and where our future will go very, very soon if we don't wake up and understand that if we abandon where we come from, if we don't make the connection that we come from out of this earth, that we are the top of the line design, and that everything up to this point has suffered and provided and given itself life after life after life after life for us to stand on top of this mountain, on top of this fountain. We got a big choice to make. I hope you guys can relate, because if you can't, fuck, I feel fucking stupid making this video. But if you can hear what I'm saying, please leave a comment below. Spread this conversation to as many people as you can, because we're facing a serious situation, my friends. It's your life, not my life. It's not my opinion or my perspective. It's the collective. It affects everyone. It affects your children. And it affects our future. So let's have this conversation right here, right now, so that we can decide together. Let the majority rule. Let's not be the fools. Let's not give the best parts of what we are away to the least among us. Let's keep it going. Thanks for listening, guys. See you later.